minimize, are quadratics. And if you remember, standard form of a quadratic, hopefully you kind of catching on to this. We had this before. The quadratic equation was f of x, or the same thing as y, equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Yeah? No. It's a trinomial. Okay, y equals that. And when you graph this, children, you get a parabola. Or some people like to call it a parabola, but those are the people that like to call Andrew Carnegie Carnegie. It's Carnegie or Carnegie, whichever one.
I think it was Carnegie.
I don't care what it is. Okay, and what you've got there, they're talking about the characteristics. When you graph this, okay, yes, you can do it on your little graphing calculator and get that, but you also need to understand how to do it by hand. Okay, when you graph a quadratic function, let's say you've got y equals x squared plus 8x plus 12. Okay, when you graph that, the first thing you look for, the first thing you want to do is find that axis of symmetry, which they call the line of symmetry. It doesn't matter. Axis of symmetry. And if you remember, in order to find that, you have to use what small little equation? Negative b over 2a. Negative b over 2a. And remember, this is your b, that's your a, that's your c. You find that, and you draw your little dashed line at that. Okay? And then the next part, which I'm not 100% sure we've all got kind of filled in here, is you need to find this vertex. Find that vertex. And if the parabola is a U-shaped parabola, the vertex is called its minimum. If, when you graph the parabola, you get an umbrella-shaped parabola like this, then the vertex is called its maximum. And it only makes sense because this is the smallest the graph is ever going to get, and this is the biggest it's ever going to get if it goes that way. So you need to find that. I suppose we should do this. Let's find the axis of symmetry on the equation I gave you. Negative b, b is 8, over 2 times a, which is 1. My axis of symmetry here for this would be 4, correct? Negative 4. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? Jake, am I right?
I really don't. I'm not right now. Wait.
Because it was negative b.
Yeah.
B was 8, so negative 8 over 2a.
Oh, I see.
Negative 8 over 2 is negative 4. So that means here at negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got that dash, and that is your line / axis of symmetry. Your parabola is going to be based around that. How do I find the vertex? Uh-oh. Never good when the secretary asks you if you use the copy machine. How do you find the vertex? Eli? Plug that number back. Yeah. You want to find what the y value for that negative 4 is. Because I know negative 4 is the x value. I want to know how low it goes on the y-axis. So I take my negative 4 and I plug it into this. Negative 4 squared plus 8 times negative 4. And because I made this in my head, it's probably going to be some abnormally large number. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Positive 16 minus 32 plus 12. Actually, it's not bad. What is it? Negative 4? So here at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, that is my minimum. That's as low as that graph's ever going to go. It's the vertex, and it's also called the minimum. Everybody's good with that? Next thing then I would do, you're really supposed to find another couple points there. One of them for sure you can get is you can find the Y-intercept. How do you know where the Y-intercept is? Anybody? Y-intercept, somebody said it, what is it?
It's C.
Yeah, it's C. Whatever this number is right here, this is where it crosses the y-axis. So on mine, you know, I gotta go up 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know my little graph is going to center around this thing and shoot up like that. And you probably want to find a couple more points on here. Now, right here, the x-intercepts, that's where it crosses the x-axis. How can I find x-intercepts? What is the value of y at where it crosses the x-axis? I know that's a tough one. Let's say it crossed right here at this point here. What are my coordinates at that point, Jacob? 1, 0. What's my value for y? No, that's my x. 0. So if you put a 0 in for y, 0 equals x squared plus 8x plus 12. How can I find out, sorry, there should be an x there. How can I find out the values for x? Well, one way is to factor this. Does this factor out? Yeah, what's it become? What times what gives me 12 added together gives me 8? 6 and 2, right? So x plus 6, x plus 2, but I'm solving that for 0, so it has to be the, when will these be 0? When x is negative 6, when x is negative 2. So right here, at negative 2, when x is negative 2, and when x is negative 6, those are both x-intercepts, and there's my graph. Goes down here to the minimum, does the same thing on the other side. Isn't that neat? And it's at that point you would probably take your calculator and check and see if your graph looks like. By the way, these things, x-intercepts, write this down too. This is also called the zeros of the graph, or the function. Where it crosses the x-axis is called the zeros of the function. Right here, sorry. And there. That's where the zeros. Let me see if there's anything else in here. No, 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 yeah, no, no, no. Sure. Look at page 589, will you? This was